keep doing what you're doing, promoting all this music and people, and it's what people like to hear. People like to hear the stories, and that's what my drum stream on Tuesdays, 4 p.m. I've been doing this for almost 3 years, and it started out as a COVID thing. Everybody was locked down. I was doing this, and I was teaching a lot.
Hmm.
And then after a while, I'm going, man, what am I going to teach? I've done 6 months of this now. So now it's like a hang. I played some music. I'll come up with things off the top of my head. Oh, this look what I'm doing here. I'll show you what this is and do it. Then we do questions and answers. My girlfriend Lala, she reads the questions to me because I can't see the monitor from back there, and answer people's questions. And it's a fun hang. A lot of the same people every week. They go on. Hey, yeah, you doing, Jace? Hey, how you doing, Heidi? Hey, I mean, if I knew where they were, I'd invite them over for coffee. It's like a hang. So it's a hang. It's not really totally 100% teaching stuff, but I do teach some stuff, you know, when they can ask questions and I'll demonstrate stuff.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Vibes. Very honored to have the one and only Vinny Appice here.
I play drums. I like to fix things in the house and putting a new sink in the bathroom. I like doing all that stuff. Unlike my brother Carmine, who does nothing, I'm the opposite. So my father was like that. He repaired everything in the house, and he knew how to use tools, all that stuff. So I take after him. So I do that, and I work on computers and stuff. I build them and all that stuff. I keep myself busy. It's not only drums. Drums is obviously the main thing, but I got other hobbies and things I like to do.
Well,
Carmine's different. I'm 11 years younger than Carmine, and so he started playing back in the day. I was a young kid, and we had a couple other drummers in the family. One of them was a cousin of ours, Joey Verdi's his name, and that's who got Carmine started. Carmine saw my cousin. He had drums. He's playing these little gigs and blah blah blah, and that got planted the seed for Carmine. Like, oh, drums, and that got him interested in drums. And then, but he never played in a rock band or anything like Joey Verdi. He was just drummer in a band playing the VFW and the weddings and stuff like that. So Carmine started playing. So there were drums in the family, in the house, and as I got a little older, probably about 8 or 9, I started getting interested in playing the drums, and so I started banging on his kit, and then eventually Carmine was playing with local bands in New York, and then he joined the Vanilla Fudge, and he was gone for a while. So I started playing his drums, and then when he'd come home, he checked me out, and he told my parents, why don't you send him to drum lessons to the same guy he went to. His name was Dick Bennett, great teacher. So I went and saw Dick, and then he said, "Yeah, he's really good." So I took lessons for about 3 years, and then you know played in the local bands in Brooklyn, New York, and then eventually hooked up with some people. It's all about networking. Well, at least back then. Now it could be digital networking. Who knows? And then we had another brother, Frank. He was older than Carmine. He was a college guy and went into different uh, subjects, and he wound up doing really well. And he became a spice salesman for big companies and sold tons of spices and stuff. So he made a lot of money. And then my sister, she became an accountant, CPA, which is good because she did all my taxes and advised me, what to do and not do. And so the whole family was pretty good, pretty successful. Nobody smoked, nobody drank. So I was brought up in a pretty wholesome family, which is cool. And parents were very supportive in both Carmine and I's career. So especially when I started because Carmine was already successful, so it was easy for me to continue playing the drums and then quit school, high school. So I quit school, but I went back and got the GED. I was married for a long time, got divorced, and now I have a beautiful girlfriend that Leslie, and we've been together about 7, 8 years, and she helps with bookings, and she actually sells the merch for Last in Line when we go on the road. And anything I do, she's there, uh, doing a lot of merch stuff, doing bookings, and she's a great woman, beautiful. So we get along great. It's fun. So no kids or anything. I never had kids.
So you like competing with your brother, or is there no competition there?
No, I don't compete with him anymore because he's getting older, and I kill him now on the drums. Got to hand it to him. He's 70, going to be 78, and he
Yeah,
still kicks ass because he
it's
never stops.
incredible. That's incredible. Y'all did an album called Drum Wars Live.
The show was very high energy. We played songs from both our careers, and then yeah, and then we did drum breaks and we push each other, you know, and it was all high energy and a lot of effort going into that. So, but not real competition. It was just oh really? With anybody, you got another drummer or whatever, he's going to play something. Well, I'm going to do this. I did these with Mike Portney. We did a tour with Kill Devil Hill. I was in Kill Devil Hill with Rex Brown from Pantera, and Mike Portney was in Adrenaline Mob. And at the end of the show, we did a whole bunch of gigs together. We did Moby Dick,
Oh wow.
both of us, everybody on stage, and then we did a little drum battle, and it was fun. So it was really cool. Mike's a great drummer, and different styles, but I'm a lot heavier, and Mike's pretty sharp on all the frog stuff too.
Are you into songwriting as well?
Only with the band, I don't really play anything, but I really hear where things are going or where they should go, and I have a lot of ideas. And so when we play with the band, we come up with different things. Sometimes I'll start something and just come up with some riffs. Oh, that's cool. Let's put this together. It's all about the music. I do a lot of sessions here. This is my studio here, and I do a lot of sessions for bands. If they're good, it's kind of heavy, and they'll send me the files, and I'll listen to it. So I play in the songs, even with Dio and Sabbath. I don't play on top of the songs.
Yeah.
I'm more in the record, in the song itself, part of the song. Kind of that's what Bonzo did, and Carmine to a certain extent. Played in the song, became part of the song. And when I listen to this stuff, it inspires me to creative juices start flowing. And what does the song need? What would sound good? And doing it here in my studio, it's great because I can just punch in different parts and check them out and see what works, what doesn't work. So, whatever gets thrown at me, if I like it, I'm there. So I don't really go off to playing other types of music. It's always heavy rock with all the bands, and so I've been fortune, fortunate enough to my whole career has been like that. I didn't go off and play reggae music or something, and then or pop music or love songs. I don't bands I play with. We didn't have any ballads.
Right.
That's fine. Fine with me. And I didn't play the blues either.
Well, you've been on a lot of successful albums, and back then you put out million, 100 million records, what have you, and you're bringing in money. But today we got streaming services. That makes things a lot more difficult, doesn't it?
Um, yeah, the whole business changed. You don't sell a lot of records now. Most bands don't sell a lot of records. Even the big bands in the '80s that sold millions of records, they don't sell that anymore. So what bands do is they go on the road and they sell merch at the concerts and VIP tickets, and there's all other ways to make money. And so that's where it's at. And then the Dio Sabbath stuff still generates a lot of royalties because it's, I guess, considered legendary. And yeah, so it's a different thing. I get things from Spotify. I mean, fucking pages and pages of downloads, and you look at the total, it's like $4.53. Okay, whatever. So it's a whole different business now.
You still have a fan base out there. They were going to come out there. They want to buy the merch and they want to support
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I mean, lately, well, actually, I got two gigs coming up. I do a thing called Sabbath Nights with the K, Nights, Nights of Shining Armor. And we play all the Sabbath stuff, mainly of Ronnie, the albums with Ronnie and some Ozzy stuff, and then a bit of Dio. And I've done this all around the world, and it's been really, really good, especially in South America. They went lunatics of it. They loved it, and then people were crying listening to these songs. Hearing the singer we have is brilliant, and hearing Ronnie's lyrics and melodies and stuff. So we're playing two shows next month. One in San Diego at Brick by Brick, one in Hollywood at the Whiskey next month. So I do that, and then I finish the whole tour of in person appearances with Derek Riggs. He's the artist from Iron Maiden.
Mm.
Created Eddie. So we did a whole seven seven different venues, and people come in. It's free. You come in and you buy some merch or signed signatures. You get pictures. Take a picture with either of us, and that was really successful. We're going to do some more next year. So fan base is still there. Holy Diver keeps selling. It doesn't. It's on the radio, and it's just amazing. We never thought it would last this long. So, and all the Sabbath stuff, obviously, too. Luckily, I played with two legendary bands.
You went from playing with Black Sabbath and then you split and go with Dio. How was that?
Well, he said he was leaving the band. They had not musical differences, but business differences. And he sat down with me and said, "Look, I'm leaving the band. I'm going to form my own band," because he had a record deal in place to do a solo record with Warner Brothers while he was in Black Sabbath. And he thought, "I'm going to use that deal to put my own band together finally and just, give it a shot." So that's what happened. So he said he was going to leave. I said, he offered me to come with him. I said, "Sure, let's do it." Back then you're young, you don't need the security so much as playing in Black Sabbath. But I thought it'd be fun playing with one of the greatest singers in rock. Let's make a record. Let's find a band. And that's what we did. And we had a lot of fun doing those records, especially the first two. And we didn't know it was going to become classic, especially Holy Diver and Mob Rules. That was Sabbath. But we didn't know it was going to become that big of an album and then just be 40 something years later, they're still around. So it's cool. So,
I know when Last in Line came out, I mean, I'd been listening to hard rock and heavy metal for a while, but that album was where I kind of transitioned. That's when I wanted to be ahead.
hmm
And there was a certain image that kind of comes with that. You got to look all grungy, long hair, and look like a pot smoker, that kind of thing. And speaking of images, did you feel like you had to keep up a certain image being in that kind of
Nah,
band?
we weren't an image band. We were a musician band.
Right.
We weren't Poison. We weren't Motley Crue. You know, we were kind of uh, like we didn't get into that because when we came out, the album was so good that it started becoming a hit right away. And we just, dressed the way we dressed, and it wasn't crazy stuff, but we had good music and we had the greatest singer. So we didn't have to do that stuff. So We
Wow.
let them do it.
Well, you remember the kid in the video last in line? That was what I looked like, except without the
Yeah,
curly
yeah, that
hair.
was an actor. Yeah, that was an actor. I forgot his name. Nino, I think.
I've seen him in a few things
Problem
after
with those
that.
videos that we weren't featured enough in those videos. The band wasn't in it enough. And back then they wanted to do miniature movies.
Right.
It cost $200,000 for the video. It's like crazy. Now you do it on your iPhone. Hmm.
One thing I've learned talking to people who are successful, they always said that you have to give a part of you away for free. And I noticed that you do a lot of drumming and stuff, helping other people. Is that part of your success, is kind of giving that
No,
away?
I don't give it really away. I like teaching a lot.
Right.
So I do every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on Facebook, Vinny Appice official. 4 p.m. Pacific time, I do a drum uh, stream right here. Here's the drums. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You got a good sound. There's my backdrop. Boom, boom. And I do that for my drum company, which is Sawtooth Drums. Great drums. They sound great. I really believe in them, and I've been with them for a long time now. So I do that, and then I do today. I got two lessons. We do it via Zoom. As sometimes it's a pain in the ass with the sound, but it works. And I like teaching. So do some charity events here and there, and there's one coming up in I forgot where, I don't know where it is. Leslie knows, Lala, that's her name. She knows where it is. So I just like teaching and stuff and doing that. And then I do rock fantasy camps. Rock fantasy camps. I'm a counselor, so I have a band, and I have to put that band together real quick. Everybody just met, and then we start jump into rehearsals, and the next thing you know, the next night we play somewhere, and the next one's coming up with Stuart Copeland and
Yes.
some from the Doors, Robbie Krieger, and we have to get that band together enough to play with these guys live at the Whiskey or wherever it is, Viper Room, in Hollywood. So I like doing that, and I like giving advice to these musicians, and guide them to become better and put the band together quick. And by the end of the fourth day, sounds like a band, you know. So I like doing that stuff, and people love it. They go, man, what a great experience! And this there's a whole bunch of different counselors, Tony Franklin, some Bruce Kulick, a whole bunch of people. So they have a great experience, and they get to work with somebody who's got a lot of experience in the music business and in bands and how to get along and blah 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 blah. So that's cool, it's fun.
So what can fans expect coming from you up here in the future?
Well, right now we're working on Last in Line album number 4, so we're doing that, and that probably it's going to take a little while, probably be done by the end of the summer. I don't know when they'll release it. And I'm doing that, and then the band Sabbath Nights that I told you about. We play Sabbath songs. Got a great singer, Jim Crean, and I got a band on the East Coast, band on the West Coast, and it kicks ass. So I'm going to be doing some gigs with that next year, and then there's a couple other things like an old saw project I'm involved with that we're working on for next year as well. So
Hmm,
keeping
awesome.
busy. Then there's rock camps. There's my drum stream. God knows I haven't any why I don't have more time to put in my sink and faucet.
Man, it's been so great talking to you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
Thanks, Colin. Thanks for having me on. And everybody have a great holidays coming up. Be safe, all that stuff. And listen to music.
Listen to the music, keep it alive. Also want to thank all you folks out there. If you are new to the channel, I hope you'll come back. Please hit that subscribe button for my regulars. You guys are awesome because you make it possible for me to do this. Until the
Yeah.
next one, everyone, please take care. Be kind to one another. God bless and peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. And on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network